Nadia Popova is sitting in an open cockpit at 800 meters, and she cannot feel her left hand anymore. This is not a metaphor. The M11 engine on a Polikarpov Po-2 has no enclosed cabin, no heating. The wind comes straight at your face at maybe 90 kilometers per hour, which is pathetic for an aircraft, but more than enough to freeze the skin off exposed fingers. She's wearing men's gloves 3 sizes too large because the Soviet military does not manufacture flight gear for women. Never has. The gloves are stuffed with strips of Pravda to take up the slack. Page 3, she thinks. Something about green quotas in Stalingrad. Her mind does this, wanders to stupid things when she is terrified. Behind her, in the navigator's seat, Katya Ryabova is squinting at a handheld compass and a folded map held open with her knees. There is no instrument panel worth mentioning, no radio, no gun sight. The navigation equipment on a Po-2 is a woman with a map and good eyesight. That is the entire system. Nadia reaches for the ignition, cuts the engine. The propeller slows, stutters, stops. And now the only sound is air moving over doped canvas and spruce wood framing. The Po-2 was built in 1928 as a trainer and crop duster. It has a top speed slower than most German fighters' stall speed, which means a Messerschmitt cannot even slow down enough to engage one without falling out of the sky. This is the plane's single tactical advantage, and it is an accident. Below, a German logistics depot near Mozdok. She can make out the shapes because the Germans, for reasons she has never understood, keep fires burning through the night. Overconfidence or just cold, she doesn't know. Rows of fuel barrels, ammunition crates on pallets, a few transport trucks parked at angles that suggest the drivers didn't care where they stopped. Katya tops her shoulder. Not a dramatic gesture, just a top. Means they are lined up. Nadia does not carry parachutes. Neither does Katya. This is not bravery. The Po-2 has a maximum payload of roughly 200 kilograms. 2 bombs. Each one weighs close to 100. A parachute weighs 8. The math is simple, and nobody in the 588th Regiment argues with it. You fly without a parachute so you can carry one more bomb. If you are hit, you burn. The fabric body of the Po-2 catches fire faster than newspaper. She is thinking about this as she pulls the release handle on the left bomb. The plane pops upward with the lost weight, a small lurch. She counts in her head, not dramatically, just habitually, the way you count seconds between lightning and thunder. At 3, the depot lights up. An uneven orange flash, then a secondary bloom as something flammable catches. She hears the sound a full second later, a muffled thud that feels more like a vibration in her chest than an actual noise. Now the searchlights come on. 2 of them, mounted on trucks at the perimeter. They sweep in wide, panicked arcs. Nadia banks the Po-2 to the right and drops lower. The plane handles like a shopping cart with a bad wheel, sluggish on the turn, responsive on the dive. She knows its quirks. She has flown 6 missions tonight. This is number 7. The 588th typically flies between 12 and 18 per crew per night. They land, roll to the end of the grass strip, and 2 ground crew women, also not men, also wearing oversized uniforms, reload the bombs by hand. The entire process takes about 5 minutes, then back up. The searchlight beam passes underneath her, close enough that she sees her own shadow flicker on the underside of the upper wing. Her stomach tightens, but she keeps the turn steady. The second bomb is still on the rock. She needs another pass. This is the part that gets people killed. The first run, they don't know you're there. The second run, every gun is pointed up. She circles wide, back into the dark, breathing through her nose because her mouth is too dry. Restarts the engine. It catches on the second try. The M11 sounds like a sewing machine, a high, thin rattle that carries embarrassingly far in cold air. Katya leans forward and says something Nadia can't hear over the engine. She points left. Nadia adjusts, lines up again on the depot from a different angle, south-southeast this time instead of the east approach, cuts the engine again. Silence again. Gliding. An anti-aircraft gun opens up, not aimed at her, aimed at the sky behind her where Dina Nikulina's plane is running the same approach from the east. This is the tactic. 3 planes go in together. 2 of them deliberately draw the searchlights. The third one bombs in the dark when every gun is pointed the wrong way. They take turns being the decoy. Tonight, Dina is the decoy. Nadia doesn't think about whether Dina is all right. She can't afford to. She finds the depot, pulls the second release. The bomb drops. She shoves the throttle forward before the explosion even hits. The M11 coughs alive and the Po-2 claws upward at a climb rate that would make any real pilot laugh. 60 meters per minute. Behind her, the second blast rolls across the depot and something large detonates, probably an ammunition pallet. Tracers arc up from the eastern perimeter, green lines in the dark, curving, falling short, aimed at Dina's position. Nadia is already past the edge of the searchlight range, climbing into the block. Katya taps her shoulder twice. Means we're clear. Nadia turns north-northwest toward the grass strip 15 kilometers out. She is thinking about the fact that her left hand still has no feeling, and she will need to land this thing on an unlit field using a flare path made of kerosene lamps set out by a 19-year-old mechanic named Sophia, who has been up for 31 hours. She is also thinking they will reload her in 5 minutes, and she will do this again. That is the whole job, every night, from dusk to dawn, until one side runs out of planes or people. The 588th has not run out of either yet.